All right, well, disturbing video, very offensive video. I've been surfing this all over the internet. Cardi B and many other, I think some other entertainers. It was about a minute 44 seconds long, and I guess it was a spinoff or a parody, you want to say, of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. They said that Real Housewives of the Civil Rights Movement. Now they had different other people like Shabazz, one that was portraying her. That's one of Michael Mack's wife, and Coretta Scott King. I think they had many others. It was one white lady that was for the movement. And of course, Real Housewives of Atlanta, that's a reality TV show, I guess, women that was married to like entertainers or football players and basketball players and influential people in a black community per se that's living a lavish lifestyle, and they going from their perspective. It's a lot of drama, ghetto-ness, and just women just talking about each other. So of course drama sells. It's sort of no difference than love and hip-hop, and these industries are promoting this agenda for a long time. Not only just feminism, but it's a way, they disrespecting the black community. But you know what, we're going to continuously to patronize these individuals that do this on their behalf each and every single day. For instance, Coretta Scott King, well, not Coretta Scott King's situation with Cardi B. Cardi B, right? So Cardi B, is an artist, a new upcoming artist. She had Invasion Privacy, was a new album she dropped, earlier this year, and she making a name for herself. She was a former stripper. She used to work at a grocery store in Trinidad. So I mean, she came up from the bottom, and now she's rising up to the top of the hip hop industry. And we got the whole Nicki Minaj beef, but I do believe personally, I've been telling people Cardi B is a replacement for Nicki Minaj. To me, Nicki Minaj, we know, is a more talented artist, but at the same time, this is what the industry needs. This is why Nicki Minaj is going crazy. She's denying autographs from her fans, but that's here and there. But going back into this, it's a disrespect to the black community, but they know what? We're going to still continue to support them because we are so disenfranchised and we don't protect ourselves. We don't care about anybody. I mean, we kill each other on a day-to-day basis, and we glorify the destruction of our own people by continuously to supporting these type of networks like Love and Hip Hop, Empire. It just seemed that drama and just for us, like, just paint a picture of black people struggling is that's like a win for us. And at the end of the day, every black person, that shouldn't be our narrative. That shouldn't be our blueprint. I mean, you don't see too many shows, so besides 16 and Pregnant, that took off the air. Too many shows they see, white people struggling on a day-to-day basis, painting them as a drug dealer, painting them as they're trying to make it out the hood. I mean, at the end of the day, they always have prosperous type of movies, man. And I just think with his, we as citizens, as people that's born in this country, as African Americans, we need to, I think we dropped the ball on this, and they had the audacity and the confidence to do this. I mean, I understand that you want to make people laugh, you want to continue to have an establishing fan base. This is we all driven through entertainment, but disrespecting a civil rights leader, a woman that was stood by Martin Luther King, was one of the presidents and CEO and chairman, right, of the Southern Leadership Conference. This woman here met Martin Luther King on June 18th in 1957, right? She won the Gandhi Peace Prize. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she was with this, they went to, I'm going to say Ghana in 1957 to mark their independence. She went out and she spoke in different churches, civics, colleges, universities about racial injustice, about economic development, feeding for the poor and the homeless, equal opportunities, religious freedoms, things that we care about in a democracy. Because in the 60s, in this time, she was fighting against Jim Crow. She was doing all these things, man, Voters' Rights Act. And I just felt like, we have entertainers and people that, we glorify just having the confidence of people that's not even from this country. She's not even from this country. Just going here and disrespecting our leaders. How many times and times again? Yeah, of course, we had Kanye West. I would say he was a Kanye West fan, but when he said a disrespectful statement saying that slavery was a choice, and at the end of the day, of course they gonna apologize, but we still going to support them. We still going to do the same thing we're doing. I mean, you got the salon beatings, right? Chinese people having the ability and the confidence to do that to you. Yeah, they might get a slap on the wrist, but they know we're going to continue to support and compensate their businesses because we're not, smart enough, or we just too, we have so much murder and malice in our hearts that we're not going to support our own collectively as a group. I know not all black people, because people going to comment on here, like, not all African Americans, but I'm just sick of this, man. And of course, in the book of Isaiah, though, I can go on a rant on this, but it talks about the women of Zion, and the women of Zion, they're going to at least faltering, but right now they're going to be held in the positions, and as black men, we not let them be held accountable with this, man, because we're not accountable with ourselves. We all have this individualism, and I was talking to Black Male Talks. Shouts out to him about this. That as black men, we need to continuously to stick together each and every single day and be consistent. But as a young black man, it's like giving advice. You have to be consistent, be rooted with the Word of God, so all this stuff can make sense to you, and that we are in the end days. And even if she didn't talk about Coretta King, I think she still would have had they still probably would get upset with this skit, because they talk about Shabazz, they talk about just civil rights people that actually fought and died, that had dogs sick on them, I mean bombs thrown at their house for preaching, just preaching, not only preaching the word of God, but just helping individuals and black people and poor people, people that to escape from the system, man, to understand that who is their real enemy. They want to eliminate division in this country, and that was huge and a huge mark, man. Let Miss Coretta King's soul rest, man, and continuously her legacy will never ever be tarnished, man. She died in 2006, and shouts out to all the Atlanteans, man. They came down, and there was thousands of them. They was paid their respects and her viewing. But I just feel like this, man. All the other people that could have talked about, man, they could have talked about different comedians, but but this, I think this was done by the record label, and they don't care about us. Black community, they don't really care about us, man, because I mean, look at it, we got trash everywhere in the black community. Young black men, get partaking themselves into gangs activities, and they're not aware of what's really going on in real life. They don't know how to be a man. You got single mothers, man, taking on the role as a man, feeding them, paying all the bills inside the house, just taking care of them because there's no man around, or the man is inferior. He's either locked up, dead, and just having kids with some other woman. So it's a dysfunctional type of family structure. So it's all broken down, and I just feel like, man, it really struck a chord with me just kind of watching this, that this is where we came to. And I think Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Fred Hampton, the people who died, man, that was actually battling tooth and fro with that federal and bureau investigation, man, just to restore peace and humility with us. It's starting to be it's very disappointing in a way. And don't get me wrong, like I'm not saying those who are fans of Cardi B, man, should stop being fans, but at the same time, though, I mean, you got people out here they call themselves an icon and everything, and they get mastered and manipulated with the strings of the corporate and the organizations, man. And this is one of the reasons why I feel like we can't procrastinate as a young black man. We got to continue to put this truth out here, but I think we should have every right to get upset with this, though. But are we going to forget about this 2 months from now, 3 months from now? If she drops another album, we still going to support it. It's still going to go platinum and go based on our dollars as black people. But I just felt like it was kind of wrong and disrespectful in a way, man. But this entertainment type of stuff, it's not cool at all. And I just think that it's really destroying the minds of the youth, that you can just get away with anything you want and not even put barely the work in. And that's why I was kind of on Nicki Minaj's side a little bit, but she's kind of acting out of character and with this. But she's more talented, but she should have her name more out there than Cardi B. But at the end of the day, even Cardi B didn't portray as Coretta King. This whole Real Housewives of Civil Rights movement, are you serious? That's a spit on the people who died, man. People who had to risk their jobs, their savings, their life savings just to have a voice in government. Now we have the ability to do that, and we don't take advantage of it. And this is no game to play, man. I mean, I just think at the end of the day, everybody just feel like they're self-entitled, and that's what the media wants you to think. They want you continuously to create division and want you to be stupid. But I'm sick of this, this media just disrespecting our heritage and our lineage. But at the same time, when we going to stand up? We continuously to allow this to happen. You got the preachers of LA. Thank God that's off the air. But when that came on in 2000, I think that was probably in 2012, 2013. I mean, just disrespecting the church. I mean, things that, the Harriet Tubman decided to, do, and perfected the Underground Railroad for individuals, man, to get out there and have freedom and to attain freedom. Not the freedom just to do what the hell they want to do, just freedom as far as just being a productive citizen in this country, even though our ancestors were forced them on here, man. A lot of our ancestors didn't even make it off the boat. They was all chained up, just defecating on each other, man. And some of them had to leave off into different countries. It was like 3 months. They was all in a boat. And it's just destroying us and making sure that we're illiterate to the point that we can't read and comprehend and understand language, confusing us. So we can't use the Bible to liberate ourselves. And we're just taking all that for granted. Um, this would have never happened, man, if they wouldn't have talk about the Holocaust or that, the Real Housewives of Holocaust. They would never would have done that. But I just think that this is just a slap in the face. And as black people, we are so unique. We are so unique, man. And I just think that we don't realize our potential. This stuff is not a game. This stuff needs to be played with. She did apologize. I don't know how else she's gonna clean this up, but Coretta Scott King was a very, very influential woman, man. She went to conservatory music in Boston, New England. She played the violin. She was a very prolific writer, a great author, and activist, man, for those that didn't have a voice. And you sit up here and portraying her with this stupid accent, and it's just ridiculous, man. You might have to just watch. I might have to link in the description about you guys to watch it and analyze it yourself. But I know I'm rambling on too much, but this is how I feel. I just want to just express my thoughts on this. I think it's mad disrespectful, yo. But I think this is probably going to continuously to happen. We just giving them the confidence to do that, though. But at the same time, she's still going to get away with it because she's just a big icon and people still love her and for her music. So at the end of the day, I just think our civil rights leaders would be very disappointed in us as a whole. But yeah, that's all I have to say, man. It's for Young Link. I think this is a war, a spiritual war between us, black men, even black women, and the black community. Just people just disrespecting us, coming down here, taking over, our infrastructure, establishing jobs for us and all that stuff, and creating businesses. And they patronize their own house. Like at the end of the day, you got the Arabs that own all the gas stations coming down here, setting up businesses and shopping your communities, and you still continuously give money to them. They can disrespect you and tell you, "Hey, hurry up and buy, and you still continue to do it. But at the same time, we're just so divided. And one of the most important quotes that Coretta Scott King said, I want to say that she knows that the struggle. She said, for freedom, is ever ending, man. And then she talked about peace. She wants to restore that. Peace is extremely important, and it's going to be a constant struggle. But every generation deserves peace and religious freedom. And but yeah, that's all I have to say, man. I have nothing else to say about this, but just think it was just not a good political thing to do, and it was wrong on so many levels. You guys continue to like, comment, subscribe. That's how I feel about it. I'm out. Deuces.